Hello and good Thursday, April 17th, 2008. I'm Joanne and this is Rocketboom. Today's Rocketboom episode is all about a gentleman called Shaun Waterford, who is attempting to break a world record this summer and spend 3 months uninterrupted beneath sea level in a dome-shaped capsule that's all about eco-awareness and aquaculture. So let's learn more from Shaun himself. I'm going to see if Shaun is with us. And we're going to learn all about underwater habitat. Shaun, hi there.
Hi, Joanne. How are you?
Very, very well. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Just like getting ready to go.
Great. Good for you. Well, look, I've read about your project a little bit. We've spoken about it. You've got some really great things to say about why you want to do this, an eco-awareness record-breaking attempt. So over to you. Tell us about the Waterford Habitat experiment.
It's all about the idea of having a habitat which is easy to build, cheap, and can be like a part of a research program in stewardship of the environment of the ocean, which I think is very important.
I've looked into what you'll be doing. The habitat that you'll be living in looks like a dome. It's a sort of dome-type structure that will be submerged 30 meters below sea level, and you'll spend 3 months in what looks like a fairly small capsule. But it's not just about breaking a world record. The record up to now is 69 days underwater. But you're doing this because there's an interest now in dome structures in general. There's an interest, of course, in what's going on environmentally with our underwater habitat. How did those things come together, and describe what you'll be doing for 3 months?
The closest analogy for people to understand what type of structure it is if you think of an igloo, which is like a one-piece structure. Well, think of it made out of concrete, with the entry tunnel being an atmospheric lockout channel, right? And it's made of concrete, which is quite cheap to manufacture. Now, there's loads of problems with global warming and with also the research aspect of how to study and how to monitor what's happening in our oceans at this time where the Earth is changing. So basically, it's a chance for marine research institutes to be able to buy a cheap manufactured habitat which they can go under and then study in real time what's happening to the ocean environment.
Do you feel that we, because we live on land, and although some of us eat fish, I eat seaweed, there's not really a direct, I mean, we get on boats, we travel across water, but there's not really a regular lay people type of relationship with the ocean. We're not really thinking about the effect that climate change can have on our ocean, and then the effect, of course, that change in the climate and the effect it has on our oceans has an effect on us. So I would have thought that there's an element of that awareness too that your project can bring.
What it does, it involves people into the whole idea that, I mean, very, very often we think of on-land ecosystems because we can see them, we can see the damage being done. What this does is enable people to be able to see underwater and see what sort of damage is done, and also realize that we are stewards of the planet and that we can do something to help that.
You raise a really valuable point, because I think that a lot of people, when they look at something that's a project that's bringing eco-awareness, you know, immediately they see, well, it's a man-made structure, you know, it costs money, it's therefore using up resources, some of those natural resources, you know, to build and create and sustain. Does that sort of go against, you know, being 100% eco?
Absolutely. Like, you know, actually a big component of the structure has like a limestone component to it, which is very similar to coral reefs. So if I was to build like the habitat and set up an artificial reef around that, it's actually very similar in component-wise to what the natural reef systems are. So within no time, you'll have like fish not only find harbor and the actual structure, but all types of ocean organisms will start to attach to it, and it will basically become a part of a reef system. I mean, like, the big difference between what I do and what other people do is that we use natural, non-leaching like components that have got no threat to the ocean, like, you know, the ocean ecology.
For those of us who don't know, why is it important to investigate some of those species? Some of them have vanished, some of them are sort of under threat. Coral, we know, has suffered enormously in the last 10 or 15 years, and a lot of it has died off. What's the importance of taking care of it?
Well, Joanne, you know something? We all like to eat fish, as an example. You know, fish is kind of like, a staple like diet for a load of populations all over this planet. Now, in the past, a lot of people would just destroy the reef system to harvest the fish. Now, where this will add to the ecosystem, but also to humankind, is that we're looking to create fields of productivity where we can grow species which may be desirable for consumerism without having to plunder the natural reef systems.
Well, listen, Shaun, take good care, keep us updated, make sure, that everything is safe when June rolls around, and we'll be keeping our fingers crossed.
Well, keep your fingers and toes crossed, please, Joanne, because it's going to be like a pretty daunting stay, 3 months underwater. But you know what? Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to step up to the plate, and I'm the guy that's going to do it.
Great. Well, Shaun Waterford Habitat, do the research, look him up online. There's lots of information, and Shaun will be in touch very soon. Thanks for joining us here on Rocketboom.